Well, it's a pretty cold day here in the northern part of Virginia. It's temperature below freezing. So for those days I always keep some work at my home here in my basement. And right now I'm working on the seats, on the upholstery on the seats. So I already did one of the backrests here. It was actually pretty straightforward, not very difficult. And I'm going to show now how I did this one here by doing the second one. So first I'm going to put the seat support material on that came with the whole set for the interior. This is the back side of the backrest. Here you can still see the springs. So this is basically then how it would look from the front here. And this is to prevent the springs to work or wear themselves into the foam. It's pretty straightforward stuff. I just cut it to size, and then here at the corners I just use little strips here that then easily you can just wrap around the corner. And keep in mind, this is not going to be visible, so even you have to have little wrinkles in here, or it's not 100% even, it really doesn't matter, but this is how it will look when it's done. So I'm going to glue this in, and then after this is glued on, I'm going to show the second step. And gluing on is pretty straightforward. I mean, just I start at the top, then the bottom, and then the sides, and you just really stretch this really hard and wrap it around the tube, and I wrap it all the way around and just glue it in place. So I'm not going to videotape my gluing here. So when this is done, I'm going to show them the next step, which will be putting on the foam. So I got the seat support material on. A little bit closer here. So this is basically how it looks. I don't need, it's turned out pretty tight, but it's the pressure is actually going this way. So the corners, as I mentioned earlier, I use just cut this small strips here, then wrap it around the corner. Turned out okay. So now the next step, here's the foam. So next, this has to go here, and the trick is to really make sure you get it all the way up into the edges here. But first now let's apply some glue around the edge, as well as on the seat, and get the foam on. Okay, let it sit for a minute. Just one little thing what I do, after I'm done with the glue, I really wipe the top of the can, especially where the thread is, because after a while, if I don't do this, you may go halfway through a can and you can't open the damn thing anymore. So I always wipe it half decent clean, so that next time I can just open it with my fingers. So this has settled for a couple minutes, the glue on both sides. So now it's time to work this in, and I first really make sure I'm going all the way on the top here. Maybe I turn this around so you can see. So first I really work in the top, really press this in here before I start working the sides. Really want to get this corner in here. Okay. That's good. Now wrap it tightly around the top. Sides. And also here at the bow here, you really want to press it firmly into the glue. So on this side here. Then really work it all the way into the corners. This. Foam is on. Okay, looks good. So and now comes the wrestling match with your seat. First of all, I turn the seat cover inside out so that you can work the top on first and then basically peel the cover on. Make sure that you have a nice clean pocket so nothing is overlapping in here, because the way you get it started will determine how nice and tight and evenly you can get everything on. So I make sure that this seam here is straight, so I kind of pulled it out evenly, so there's just this much left. So let's start putting that on and wrestle it onto the backrest. Of course, make sure that you do it the front side front and back to back. So this is the front side here where the foam is. So let's go on this way. So first start working the top on. Like I said, it's a little bit of a wrestling match, especially to get it started. You really want to make sure you get it nice and even when you start it. Again, I orientate myself with this seam here, make sure that I get it on straight. Only after I'm happy with this and I can feel inside, the top of the seat is all the way in. Okay, I think that looks good. Start peeling it down. I can feel the top is all the way in. Okay, so that's good. And keep working it on. And verify the back and front is correct. It is something you put it all the way on and then figure out it's backwards. The best is to peel it on by having your hand back in there, rather than just pulling on the outside. So peeling it on is actually the easier way, I think, of doing it. Everything looks straight. Now I can still make some small corrections here. Really good. So now this two sides go through here. Go through here. Okay. Look. There's like two cutouts here and here for the tube, so we make sure that they're centered. Okay, that looks good. Now if you put enough tension on, you've got the seat all the way in. Then it's actually not too difficult to make the Velcro line up here. Same on the sides. And if you pulled enough, then it's pretty easy actually to line it up. Maybe it doesn't look so easy, but Like I said in the beginning, it's more of a wrestling match, and just needs strong hands. This side here. Okay, here we go. Here's the second seat. So both of my backrests are done. Next, I'm going to be moving on to the seat bottoms. I finished the first seat. This happens to be the pilot seat, the left seat. So I finished the seat bottom just to see how it goes together, basically. So on the co-pilot side, I'm gonna now do some video recording so to show some of the details. But basically, hardly any glue on the bottom of the seat. Only, I can show in the camera a little bit, here where the this is where the slider goes into the seat rail. This edge here, I put some glue. The rest was all done with they call hog rings. But if you see here, I just wrapped everything around and put these hog rings in to just secure the seat cushion to the frame. So, like I said, the first one is a practice, and now let's do the second one. So the interior kit that I purchased from AirTex came with like two different materials. This black here says seat support material. I used it on the backrest, but then it also came with this canvas kind of material that has kind of the shape of the seat bottoms. I did contact AirTex. I sent an email and also left message, but they never called me back to find out what do I use where. So since this has the shape of the bottom seat, I'm making the assumption that this goes here. That is what I used on the pilot seat. So this goes on first. So I'm gonna glue this on now, and then which is pretty straightforward. Just lay this upside down and then wrap. I start holding it in with the clamps in the back here, and then wrap the front around, glue front and back, and then I glue the sides. So I'm going to get going on that, and we'll show the progress after I got this done. It's pretty straightforward gluing, so I show when it's done. So I glued the canvas onto the seat frame. Only a few things to consider. First of all, the glue joints are really not subject to pull force since you're sitting on it. So that doesn't mean you don't need a good glue joint, but at least you don't have to worry about too much about them pulling, because you're basically sitting down on it. So two areas really that are a little bit more detailed is here is a piece of metal that on the fuselage there is a piece that sits right over top here, so that prevents the seat from moving up. So here I don't glue this canvas over, so because I need space here. And then on this side here, of course, this is where the seat goes into the seat rail and where you can make this seat adjustments. Make sure that you put this pin in, by the way, first, because after this is all glued together, you can't get to it anymore. So make sure that works after you put this on here. And then also here, I need this surface here and this here to glue the vinyl of the seat cushion on. So I only glue the canvas on top of this rail here, but then again, this is only subject to really force going down on from the weight, from your weight that's sitting on it. So anyway, so this is all done. So next step is to put the actual seat cushion on. So here's the seat cushion. It comes glued with the fabric and vinyl to the actual foam cushion. There's a lot of foam here, which I ended up trimming out the most of it, especially on the sides. So I don't know if I'm supposed to do that, but that is how it worked best on the other seat. Because the seats are fairly close together, and also on the side here, that would be this side, that's right against the door here, the front door. There's not that much room. So anyway, so first thing is to get the seat frame as close as possible into the front, and then I wrap the back around it. So let's do that first. So I'm going to bring the camera closer a little bit, so that you all can see how these hawk rings work. So for the hawk rings, we have this kind of pliers here, and then these are the actual, I don't know how well you can see it, the actual clamps, and put them in the plier like this, and they will hold it. Okay, so then sure this is nice and tight, and I pick, I don't know how well it can see in the camera, a place like this where the hawk ring can't slip down. So this is all set, and you just hold it over it. Clamp, or the ring, whatever you call it, ring clamp. So one is in. Let's do a couple more. using the plier. Hold this tight. Around the spring. Okay, let's do one more here. Okay, so the front of the seat is secured. Okay, so now I'll do the back. The back was a little bit more tight, so and instead of going through the soft vinyl, you have to go through the actual cloth material here, which makes it a little tougher. Better to see this way. So anyway, so here again, try to get this right, tighten around here. That's it. Another one here. Oops. That's not a plier. And the next one in here. Did not set correct, so I have to pull that one out. And, yeah, maybe it's okay. Let's put another one beside it. The one side did not go through the fabric; it just went a little bit sideways on it. So I'm just gonna put another one right beside it. And then we'll hold it in place. Okay, so front and back is secured. It starts looking like a seat. I'm going to do the other hog rings and then I come back when I start the gluing. So the seat is done. As I mentioned earlier, so there's two areas. One is here, where this is sitting against the door. The metal piece has to slide over top, and then this is the seat rail adjustment area, where from here you have to go and slide the seat in. So this is the only area that I glued again, so I glued here to the side. These are the old bolts. I didn't bring bolts from the airport. One thing also to consider or remember is the actual seat back goes on the outside here, but goes on the inside here. So because there's not enough room, I guess, between the seat and the side of the fuselage, so that's why you need to cut this out and get it over so that the seat rest can get in here. I put new bolts on here. These are for the backrest adjustment. because you can adjust the incline of the backrest. So I do that after the airplane, the seat is in the airplane actually. So I'm gonna put the backrest on and be done with this seat. So while it's cold outside, I'm still working in the basement. Doing the last seat that I need to really take care of, and that is the rear bench. It comes like this, so it looks pretty much assembled, but I cut out this frame out of the old seat, and this frame is to be in here, so that it can actually hook into the frame in the airplane. So first step is to actually take this seat support material that came with the kit, and I cut out a piece already, and this has to be glued first to this frame to give a support for the actual cushion. So I'm gonna glue this on, and after I'm done gluing this on, it's pretty easy. Just wrap it around the tubes and glue it on. After it's glued on, I'm gonna show how it looks, and then the next step, how to put the cushion on. I'm finished putting the seat support material on the frame, so this is how it looks from the front. And then in the back here, of course, you just wrap it around the tube and glue it to the tube, and a little overlap here. And now this frame goes in here. Just left the extra canvas here on the seat cushion. So you can do it two ways. I think you can either just glue it in, or use this hawk rings here, which I will do. I just don't have enough, so I can get this started here, but then I have to go out and see if I can get some more. Either in town, or you can get these things on Amazon. So, but anyway, so I'm gonna do this, and then after I'm done with the hawk rings, I will show how it looks, and then I'm basically done with all the seats. So to finish up this video, I think it's video number 17. The back seat is in, all finished. I still have to route one seat belt through. But other than that, it's done back here. And here are the front seats, that's all done. So I'm done with the interior, except the kit didn't come with a skirt here. So I will order a piece of this gray vinyl and just close off this area. One for making it look finished, and also when you drop something, you don't want to have it disappear under your seat. So that's all that left. So that is the end of this video, and I hope I see you in the next one.